thou shalt break the yoke off thy neck. That's going into Israel, all right, being saved, man. All right, because the so-called white man, his power structure has to go down before our yokes get broken off our neck.
Well, really, what that's talking about?
Yeah.
Read again, Baba Kashab.
Yep.
And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion.
Yeah, when Esau has the dominion, which began during the time after King David, right?
Yeah.
Then Esau started coming up in not coming up into power pretty much, but he rebelled against us, man. All right, he rebelled against King David. Go ahead.
And that thou shalt break the yoke from off thy neck.
Yeah, he broke the yoke off his neck during the time of King David. All right. They rebelled. It talks about how the Edomites rebelled against King David. All right, that's when Esau started to come out, to rebel.
They come from the cliffs or the rocks. He started coming out of the cliffs of the rocks. And then he started coming in a rulership, which his main rulership, that's why they say civilization started with the Greeks.
Right.
Because that's when the kingdom of Edom got together, man, under the Greeks. And then you had the Romans, right? And then they were taken down, and we ruled in the dark ages, okay, for 1,000 years. It goes into in the book of Revelation. It goes, man, look, the Bible tells you everything that's going. What the scriptures say, he has declared the what? From the end, from the beginning, right? And we know the beginning, we know the middle, and we know the end. Okay, the end is every so-called white person being exterminated from off the planet Earth.
Right.
Okay, according to biblical prophecy. And we're not saying it because we're just a distraught Negroes and Hispanics and we're just mad with the so-called white. Nah, this is because of the Bible said it. All right, it's because of prophecy. All right, go ahead.
You want me to reread it?
Yeah. No, hey, where you at? Yeah, reread that. Baba Kashab.
And by the sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
Yep. And we're in that part right now where he has us in dominion now.
Yeah.
But now his kingdom is falling down. Get that in Malachi 1. Okay.
I got
All right, go ahead, bring it out.
This is Malachi 1, starting 1. The burden of the word of the Lord of Israel by Malachi, verse 2.
Which Malachi was a prophet. Go ahead.
I have loved you, saith the Lord, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us?
And that's what Jake says, man. Jake's like, man, well, Lord, God, if you love us, why are we in this condition? Why are we in the ghettos? Why are we eating syrup sandwiches? Why are we drinking sugar and water? Why when you see a so-called black and Hispanic, they all messed up, they on drugs. Okay, they living in the hood. Okay? They shooting one another. Okay? They can't come together. So Jake, he sees that and then he internalized that and then he propagates that in his actions. By destructive behavior. Tattoos everywhere. I committing adultery. All right, just lying, stealing, being a nigga, being a spick, right? Go ahead.
It says,
But the Lord said he loved us, man.
God.
All right? And in whole Romans 9 and 13, because that's the precept. Go ahead.
Was not Esau Jacob's brother?
Was not Esau Jacob's brother? So yeah, the so-called white man, he is our brother. And you know, before I even knew about the knowledge, a so-called white person told me, he's like, man, you know what? He's like, he came up to me like, hey, you know what? The so-called white man, he said the white man and the black man have more similarities as far as DNA considered than the black man and the Africans. Because we're not African. Because we are close related to the so-called white man. He's our actual twin brother. But he's our wicked twin brother. He's our brother that hated us because of the blessing. You was going to say something?
I was going to say, outside of the tribe, you know, we're all brothers, but who's the closest to us outside of the tribe? The nation of Edom.
It says, yeah, I love Jacob, verse 3, and I hated Esau.
And I hated Esau. The Lord power, who you call God, Yahweh himself, he hates you damn Edomites. He hates you damn devils, okay? He's only bound to his word, man. The Lord, he want to do away with you now. You know what I mean? We don't want to see Edomites. We don't want to see so-called white people. Me personally, I do. I want to experiment on you motherfuckers, man. Why? Because you have done, hey, can a brother look up the father of gynecology, man? Okay, the father of gynecology. And we're just going to read a little bit from an article. Go ahead.
It says, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragon of wilderness.
Yeah, laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the read it again, bro.
and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of wilderness.
Yeah, he gonna do that here in America. America's gonna be totally destroyed. Okay? For the violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, man.
Khan.
And that's why you see the so-called white man. He walks past the camp and his head is down, man. He ain't in that pompous spirit like he was in the roaring 20s, or he was in the 30s and the 40s and the 50s and the 60s.
The nifty 50s.
You know, yeah, the nifty 50s. You know, he got these little, names to every era.
Dressing dapper.
Well, now his head is down. Okay, everybody's calling him a damn devil. Everybody's calling him Satan. Because what? The internet is exposing him.
The scriptures say, shameful spewing shall be on thy glory.
God.
Yep.
You know?
Go ahead.
Verse 4, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places.
Yeah, when he was in a cave, like the brother was going into it. We are impoverished. They were under captivity. But we will build. Go ahead.
But we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down.
Yeah, so look, the so-called white man has built this magnificent kingdom, right? This great kingdom, okay, in wickedness, of course, by the hands of Israel, okay? Because contrary to popular belief, we built this kingdom, man, okay? We built this goddamn wicked-ass kingdom. All right, we laid the foundation. We laid the bricks. Okay, we built you so-called white people's houses.
Blood, sweat, and tears.
Blood, sweat, and tears. Blood, sweat, and tears. You try to say niggas is lazy, this and that. How are niggas lazy when they literally were working for free? Okay?
God. Fucking devils, man.
And we're still working. How the hell can we sustain ourselves if we don't work? All right. Well, you had the Reconstruction era when we come out of slavery. The so-called white man, we would try to get jobs, and he'll lock us up because we didn't have a job. Vacancy laws, man.
God.
Okay, that's why you see niggas in the hoods. They niggas slanging. They working right now. They just doing it on the left hand side. Okay, but we gave you so-called white people everything, man. To the point to where our people love you, man.
Yep.
2/3 of our people, these people right here, they love you. They ain't trying to hear nothing we saying.
Khan.
We call the so-called white man a devil. Oh, no, he ain't a devil. This so-called good white people, this and that, and this. All right, that's not in the scriptures. But we've been talking about, man, that's the remnant shall only return. Go ahead.
It says, and they shall call them the border of wickedness.
They shall call them the border of wickedness, man. The wicked of the earth. Okay?
Khan.
Read whatever you got.
Oh, I got Psalm 76.
Yeah, hold that. Yeah, hold that. Read a little bit what you got.
On the dude?
Yeah, yep. And read his name. Read that.
Yeah. It says James. It's an article that says the father of modern gynecology performed shocking experiments on slaves, and it says James Marion Sims developed pioneering tools and surgical techniques related to women's reproductive health, and is credited as the modern father of gynecology.
Now get Ezekiel 35 and 4. Start at 4. Read that again.
James Marion Sims.
So
Marion Sims.
Marion Sims, he was a so-called doctor that didn't. When you go into the history, he didn't even have any schooling. He just did a little bit of schooling, but he's deemed the father of gynecology for all his scientific procedures that he has. Like women go to the gynecologist now, and they perform these different treatments. Well, he was performing that on the slave women, man, the so-called black woman. All right, go ahead, keep reading.
He developed pioneering tools and surgical techniques related to women's reproductive health, and is credited as the father of modern gynecology.
Yeah, so he's set up in high regards, high standard. Go ahead.
The 19th century physician has been lionized with statues in New York City, South Carolina, and Pennsylvania. But because Sims' research was conducted on enslaved black women without anesthesia.
Without anesthesia. Experimenting, okay? Experimenting on our people without anesthesia, man. Okay, and you know one of his reasons for saying that he was able to do that is because black people don't feel pain. Okay, that was his reason. Oh, they don't feel pain. So that's really how the so-called white man he looks at that in that light, man. He really hates you, man. That's it on that. We ain't even gotta go. Yeah, read a little bit more of that. Read a little bit more, just for shits and giggles.
But because Sims' research was conducted on enslaved black women without anesthesia, medical ethicists, historians, and others have called for those monuments to be removed or for them to be reconfigured as tributes to enslaved women known to have endured his experiments.
He was enduring experiments, man, one after another. Okay, one of his quotes is basically like, look, man, this is good having these people in slavery because look, I never lack a test subject. I don't have to call to the department and get a permit, you know, the test on this. They can keep them coming. One die, I can get another one. Just like that. So they looked at us as animals, man. That's it on that. Get that Ezekiel 35, start at 4.
It says, Ezekiel 35:4, I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh.
You know what? Start at the top. Just start at the top and go down.
Ezekiel 35:1, moreover, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it.
Yeah, Mount Seir going into Edom. So we're prophesying against the so-called white man. Go ahead.
And say unto it, Thus saith the Lord power, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee.
O Mount Seir, O Edomites, I am against thee. Go ahead.
Quick precept, quick one.
Go ahead.
This is Genesis 36:9. These are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites in Mount Seir.
Yeah, the father of the Edomites.
So that's who he's talking about.
Well, yeah, read down. It says Edom. Nah, you don't have to. Edom dwelt at Seir. You know, Mount Seir, basically. That's it on that. That's good. Go ahead.
It says, and I will stretch. It says, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate.
And I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. We were just reading in Malachi how the Lord, you're going to build, but he's going to throw down and lay your heritage desolate, man. Because it's going to come a point in time in history where there's going to be no more Edomites. Okay? Because they're going to be exterminated because they literally can't dwell on the earth in peace and harmony. When they see an animal, their first thing is, how can I kill it? How can I use it, kill it, and they make money off of it and destroy it?
They hunt for fun. They don't hunt for, like, you know.
And that's because that was part of his spirit, man. He was a man of the field.
I got a little precept on that about the hatred of Esau to Israel.
Yeah, go ahead.
Genesis 27:41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing.
Yeah, Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing. Esau hates us because we're melanated. We got style, we got pizzazz. You know what I mean? We got flavor, we got sauce. All the other words. You know, Jake used these words. You got niggas that grew up in the ghetto, but they're so-called basketball stars. Esau's trying to imitate them, right? The so-called white man, he want to be us. Look at the movie Get Out. What did he want to do? He was killing so-called black people to take over their bodies, man. He wanted to be a white person in a black person's skin, and that's what he wants to do with all the tribes. He wants to be the Mexicans. He wants to be the Native Americans. He wants to be the Puerto Ricans. He wants to be the Guatemalans. He wants to be the West Indians. He wants to be the so-called blacks here in America. All right, go ahead.
And Esau said in his heart, which means mine, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then I will slay.
Isaac perished. He died.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's like, all right, you know, I'm out of respect for my father. All right, the days at hand. Go ahead.
Then I will slay my brother Jacob.
So he's always been in the spirit of killing us. Yep. Always. Going into the spirit of Cain and Abel, man.
Want to jump back to Ezekiel?
Yeah, go ahead. You got a precept? Yeah, go ahead, bring precept, and then go back in Ezekiel.
This is Ezekiel 28:2. Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, Thus saith the Lord of power, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a power, and sit in the seat of a power.
Yeah, you said I'm a god. Esau now, he took really, look, this kingdom is whack, okay? It stink, okay? Women are ugly, you know? They're all messed up. Look, you gotta look at Edomites all day, you know? Esau, he's on the oils, he's on opioids, okay? His woman's on Craigslist looking for black men, okay? Look at it. Esau, look at his leg, his hip is all fucked up. This is his kingdom. He walking like a goddamn robot. But this is his kingdom. He's falling into that trap.
He finna drop dead.
Yeah, he about to drop dead. He ain't feeling good.
Blessing is now his curse.
You see that all the curses are now falling upon our captor, our oppressor. All right, go ahead.
It says, and thou hast said, I am a power, and sit in the seat of power in the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man.
In the midst of the people, but thou art a man. Okay? Yeah, the so-called white man, you're a man, and you're gonna see how low this man's gonna be, man.
God.
Okay, when all hell break loose, all right, because contrary to popular belief, the economy is going to crash.
right.
Okay,
Con.
the economy is going to crash. Meaning the dollar is going to crash. It's going to be inflated so heavy. All right, they're going to bring in a mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip, which is prophesied in the Bible. Okay, they're going to bring in these martial troops, these martial troop laws, the martial law troops. Okay, all society is going to be locked down. Okay, they're going to be killing you Israelites in the street. They're going to be killing Edomites. Okay, the Egyptians shall be against the Egyptians, meaning the Edomites are going to be against the Edomites.
Con.
Okay,
I got a precept.
yeah, get that in Mark 3. Go ahead.
Ezekiel 25 and
You
12.
Yep.
Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because that Edom have dealt treacherously against the house of Judah.
Because Edom has dealt treacherously against the house of Judah, meaning you so-called Negroes, man. Look what they have done. We can literally go into the man. You go into the history, man. You just want to fucking kill Edomites, man.
Con.
You just want to just wring their neck, you know. And that's how we feel. But we're not gonna do that. We ain't gonna do that until the Lord He gave us that say so, that go. Right now we're bound by the words. Right now, man. We're the prophets.
Right now we just fishing, you know.
Con.
Jeremiah 16 and 16.
Yep.
Con.
Mark 3.
Yeah, but hold that. But finish that. Go ahead.
By taking vengeance and have greatly offended.
Yeah,
and
by
revenged
taking
themselves.
vengeance. By taking vengeance, because you were once in captivity, right? We were just reading that. Okay, go ahead.
And have greatly offended and revenged himself upon them.
Greatly
Therefore-
offended. Go ahead.
Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman, and they declare of Dedan,
Yep.
and shall fall by the sword.
Yeah, so we've been reading number scripture about Esau just being desolate, man.
Con. That's right.
He goes
Somebody
on,
look at the word, look at the definition for desolate, man. All right.
and I will lay-
Please. A waste.
And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people, Israel.
I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people, meaning we're going to get busy, man. All right, the Lord, He's going to allow us to have you Edomites in captivity. He's going to allow us to do unto you what you have done unto us. Okay? You got the definition? Okay. But go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
And they shall do in the Edom according to my anger.
So it's not even, we don't even have enough anger, man. We don't have enough anger to pretty much the give to Esau. All right, these bodies can't even contain that anger, man. The Lord, He's gonna actually put the Spirit on us, man. He's gonna put the Spirit on us of just being a juggernaut, being just being a righteous angel of judgment. And we're gonna just be doing all type of sick things to Esau, which you will call sick, but it's justified. 2 Thessalonians 1 and 6, man. Okay.
Yep. And it says, according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord Yahweh.
And they shall know my vengeance. So you Edomites are going to know His vengeance. Shamar, go bring that out.
You want the dictionary or the
Yeah,
etym?
just give me anything.
All right. Well, the etymology of it says without companions, uninhabited.
You
Uninhabited.
through. Go ahead.
To leave alone, a desert.
A desert.
From D, which is completely, and Solaire, which is make lonely.
Completely.
Wasted
Esau's
away.
going to be completely through, man. He's going to be completely wasted away, man.
That's his name.
If I can say it too, that's also chiefly referring to what here in Babylon, you know, because this is his kingdom, you know. So what the Lord is going to make America completely desolate, and it's going to be a desert, you know. Nothing but unclean spirits and creatures are going to dwell here. No Edomites are going to be left here. Not even you 2/3 niggas. All right. None of these people you see dwelling here are going to be left remaining here. You know, after the smoke clears, so to speak.
Yeah, it's gonna be nothing but ghosts walking
Yeah.
around as well.
You got a little bit more?
Oh yeah, the dictionary goes into it more.
Okay, yeah, you can bring it out.
It says number 1, barren or laid waste, devastated, deprived or destitute of inhabitants, deserted, solitary, lonely, having the feeling of being abandoned by friends or by hope.
So-called white man's through.
Yeah.
Through, man.
Yeah, he's done, man. Hey, the so-called white man, hey, you guys should just live it up right now. All right?
Yeah.
They say that. Bring that out.
There you go.
Judah, get Lamentations 4 and 21.
Lamentation 4 and 21.
You need to pull that out in
Lord.
Jeremiah. This is Jeremiah, was it 51? 51 and Verse 19, the portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things.
So it said the portion of Jacob is not like them. All right, all these other nations are including the so-called white man, which is Esau, because we've been getting on him. All right, but these other nations, hey, the Lord ain't dealing with y'all. He's only dealing with the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, Native Indians. Go ahead.
And out of the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, the Most High is only dealing with his remnant at this point in time.